See, like you were saying, Len, stop being shackled, be assisted by Coyote, get that mid-jungle duo online. Tarnax is playing well, Coyote's playing decent, but frankly, just getting outplayed by what Boom are bringing to the table, particularly in that jungle matchup. Also in this support matchup, just a quiet note, Gov absolutely killing it this series, and he's earned some adjustments as we get into the ban here. It is actually his team that bans away the Gragas, meaning they get a first pick of this Lee Sin.
Yeah, that means there's not going to be a lot of disengage options that is tanky, either than the Braum that Divine Esports possibly will pick up, as now the Rengar, Len changes tactics. No Kha'Zix, no Lee Sin, because it has been taken. Let's go for the Rengar. Let's go for the thrill of the hunt. Sneaky, get someone down, burst someone down, and see if they can maybe possibly arrange a lane gank perhaps for 10x.
I'd love to see a Jarvan in answer to that. Give me Corki, Jarvan. Jarvan obviously would be in the top lane in this matchup. Or somewhere else. We saw Boom get flexible with that earlier. But give me the Kettle, because once you have a Corki, you can throw the package down on top.
Brand! There you go, there's the Brand. The debut of Brand. Oh, I got a little bit excited there, TJ. It is going to be the Renekton.
There is no Brand!
Got a little bit excited there.
It was the debut of Brand. But like many movies these days, it was a 5-second teaser trailer, and in 2 more days, we'll get the real trailer.
That's what we got, the Renekton. I mean, Renekton Lee Sin is also incredibly strong as a jungler top duo, so unless Fly Arthur plays this up, actually, we might see the... I gotta get excited again. The debut! Is this official? Because it's not locked in yet. It's not locked in yet. Oh, there it is!
It's locked in!
It's gonna be a support Brand against what? Divine should pick a Nami here, unless they put the Galio in for Quay. They have to have a range sustained matchup. There you go. The Nami will be the support for Ezreal. You've got heavy poke to answer the fire. Water versus fire at the bottom portion of the map. I love it.
Divine do have a very good traditional composition for this roster. They've got this Galio to play in the middle of the map, giving Coyote that roaming potential he loved. They've got Hope 1 on a big sustained damage carry from the Ezreal. Ezreal and Wild Rift can pump out terrifying damage numbers. But Boom are throwing a wild card in here. It's going to be Corki AD carry. It's going to be Brand support. It's a very hard scaling lane. They're going to be terrifying in the late game. And they've still got Renekton top, Lee Sin to get them through the early game.
Exactly. They've got that level 3 power spike from Fly Arthur, Xiaoqi, and as well as Tufts here on the Renekton. So I can imagine Rift Scuttler fights can be a little bit dicey against Divine. And it all depends if the charm connects. And that will be the key for Boom to win another Rift Scuttler fight once more. Of course, the Brand as well in the duo lane. We're sensing a lot of pokes from the Corki and as well as the Brand. The dots as well coming from God.
It's time. Game number 4. With Divine Esports, the 2nd seed out of Vietnam, one of the best teams in this tournament, up against their first loss of this tournament in their first match of this tournament. Boom Esports taking them all the way, need 1 more to close the series.
Yeah, Boom is just so close to sending Divine Esports down, and we were talking about this, Divine has been, coming into this tournament, the favorite to proceed from Group A in the bracket, but now there's a lot of question marks so far in our day number 1 as Boom, they're playing their style right now. This is very strong early. You can unlock Fly Arthur again, just like in game number 2. But the biggest difference is now that you're up against the Galio. You're not up against Twisted Fate. Galio has a little bit of more survivability and as well as synergy with your jungler as well, and the fact that it also acts like a Twisted Fate. You can propel the side lane, set up the dive, perhaps the top side, and it's a 2 birds in 1 stone kind of thing. That's, with a hero's entrance.
I can be anywhere. My name is Galio. Mid lane presence is there, Coyote. Forced to burn the flash in the early game. Jacques takes advantage, and what was that? A turret dive in the middle of the map. It's a 1-for-1 trade as the turret takes Xiaoqi's life. Hope One in the meantime knocked very low down bottom. Quay will step up and threaten Gov. Everyone low except for Owens down bottom.
It's pretty funny. Exactly when I said, well, you know, Galio pretty tanky. It's gonna be a different story. It's now starting to be the same story as Fly Arthur gets that 1v1 kill.
I think that's a really good call out. It's the second game in a row, Riku, that Coyote has died to Fly Arthur in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Exactly, without Spirit Rush and without Flash. Fly Arthur has never used a Flash in the 1v1 scenario yet and is able to keep that in case Len or Coyote decides to be more aggressive, maybe decide to equalize that lane. But so far, you know, Xiaoqi doesn't even have to worry about Fly Arthur. He can focus his efforts on the top side.
Xiaoqi roaming up towards the top side right now. Showing up in lane. Tanex says no thank you. I'm gonna watch from a distance, respectfully. Pulls out the binoculars, sits behind the turret. Oh, Taunt found.
Bubble?
Bubble found. That's a nasty CC chain. And Fly Arthur is dead! Len with the dive! There he is! Divine Esports, his jungler, shows up and claims to kill in the middle of the map. Here's Xiaoqi. Inch trying to turn this round though, and he's got the damage. Coyote traded out 1 for 1. True shot burns down Gov. A single minion would take him down, but Hope does not have the damage to turn it in the middle of the map, so it's 1 for 1, even trading.
Fly Arthur held on to his flash to make sure that he's able to see if he can survive and force Divine Esports to commit 100% under the tower. But he decided to keep that still, possibly maybe for the next dragon, as it is 20 seconds. Air Drake will enable the roams for sure coming from Boom. Maybe even coming visit in the mid lane, so there's just a ton of magic damage on the board for Boom. For Divine, they would need this as well. For sure, Len would want to have the Air Drake for more of that movement speed to zoom in to targets that he wants to eliminate. Coyote as well, if he wants to walk further in to get in range of the hero's entrance. Looking at the pings now though, Boom seems to, you know, call for this Rift Herald.
Yeah, Boom will be able to grab this Drake. Divine, as you were saying, pulling for the Rift Herald. I do think it's relevant. What is this? How quick? Sitting down bottom there, waiting for Hope to walk up to the turret. I do think it's relevant that Len has a start to the game. I think it's very important that we're seeing Len be active on the map for the first time this series. Here he goes, on to Taz. Rift Herald dropped. Rengar on the prowl. Just gets bitten by a crocodile, realizes it's not his neighborhood. Gets out real fast. Meantime, package was thrown down bottom as Owens hard quit behind the turret. Gov finds the kill. Heal.
No way.
He survives.
No way. Yeah, Gov is just really out for the kill. It doesn't matter what he picks. Bragas, Brand, it's all the same. He flashes in for that CC kill onto Quay. And yeah, this bottom lane has been working out so far. And Tufts has been pretty much safe, already anticipating Len going in deep. Oh.
Middle of the map, Coyote goes for a dive and it goes badly wrong. Len's in the area but unable to engage as Coyote tries to pressure Fly Arthur underneath the turret, and Fly Arthur finds the trade.
A little bit dangerous to try and dive, I suppose, especially if Charm is available, if Gov is there for that CC. And if Divine decides to do it again, they gotta make sure that they can finish off the kill. And Fly Arthur already has consumed the flash, and I feel like that has enabled them, Boom, to buy some time off of that tower dive.
But there's a lot on the map that's real good for Boom right now. Their bottom lane is winning. Gov on the Brand has an early gold advantage, so he's going to be relevant to these fights despite playing a support character. Tufts up top. Did lose a turret, but didn't lose anything else for it, mitigating the results of that play. This is a very promising start to Boom Esports' game number 4.
Exactly. They're able to get their carries ahead and set up as well. Like we get to see Essence Reaver already completed for Owens. We're still waiting for that Stellari Charge Blade for sure. an Infinity Edge for him to have a ton of crits on the board. For Divine Esports, you know, Hope won on that Ezreal, not as affected of the added items. Gonna go for the classic Manamune into possibly the Triforce, and I feel like that is the sweet spot where they can be more confident in contesting objectives like the Ocean Drake, which is going to be very important for both teams. Oh no!
Follow up. My god, he's done it again! Goodbye, Len! He's just found out trying to recall. Nothing is safe from Boom Esports. But Hope's in trouble down in the middle of the lane, in the middle of the map. He's going to get threatened by ranged poke from Gov.
It's insanely painful. You add in Owens as well later on with a ton of crits on his itemization. This is Divine always having to run away from their tower. The Nami healing is not going to be enough.
Owens poking in down the middle of the map. I want to take a moment. Could you just talk through, because he is a new character, how Brand works, what people should be watching for in these team fights?
Yeah, Brand is going to be there for that additional CC and as well as additional damage and dot as well. So we've seen how powerful he is in the laning phase with so much utility on the kit. You get a stun, you get damage as well, and Owens is just going to funnel in all of, you know, the phosphorus bombs, all the rockets in the world, and it's going to be instantaneously dead.
We do have a Drake. Versus Divine Esports, the Pyroclasm, the Brand ultimate, jumps between closely packed players, so whenever they're gathered around, say, a dragon, it's really scary for Divine.
The fact that everyone from Divine is practically very squishy, possibly except for Coyote here. So the hero's entrance for the shielding magic damage is going to be very important against this composition.
A lot on Coyote. Again, that utility mid-flare. Here's the find for the dragon. Half HP, Tufts pops the Dominus, turns the tables on a dive. Heroic entrance is spent early, everyone grouped together, there's the Pyroclasm, but it's not enough, the damage not adding up yet. Gov will find a kill, he's still alive, and it's the re-dive. Xiaoqi, it's the backlines. Value from Hope, but not enough to finish the kill. Sertan needs to flash it, chasing Fly Arthur, he can't finish it. Xiaoqi turns it, Gov steps forward, he's gonna stun up, and there's the dive underneath the turret. 2 kills to Xiaoqi. A double kill! He's done it again! Boom have done it again! Divine slaughtered in the early game of Game 4.
That was a crazy max stun coming from Gov there. An easy follow-up with the Sonic Wave. And then Safeguard and gets another kill underneath the tower. That is just sweet for Xiaoqi. And Divine now slowly falling into pieces, looking at more dragons. This is turning into what has been happening at the beginning of this series. It's starting from game number 2 where Boom just basically wins every single fight before a dragon spawns, and then they just take the objective.
I don't know what to do if you're Divine. They're so far behind now. It's a 4k gold lead, and they have a very lightweight composition that relies on them having items.
Yeah, exactly. This is looking pretty sad for Len as well. Unable to find these kills rather. It has been skills
as well. Riku, flame them.
Oh dear me. It has been the Xiaoqi show though.
Riku challenges Len to a 1v1.
Oh dear. I'm not doing that. Please. But it has been tough for Len in this entire series so far.
Oh yeah. And we did see kind of a spark of life. Again, we're talking an awful lot about Len because he is one of the most impressive junglers of this past season. He's looked incredible in his regional play in Vietnam, and yet come here onto the SEA stage, he's been remarkably absent. Something that is definitely affecting Divine Esports as they lose their top turret here, mid turret down low. Boom running the map 11 minutes into game.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, Xiaoqi has been outshining him for the entire of the series so far. And now all they gotta do, which is sad.
Len In onto Gov, reads the cooldown. There's nothing for Gov to turn the tables, but Len can't find the engage. He's running around uselessly, and in the meantime, Zhao is threatened. He'll pull back behind the turret, saved here by the arrival of Tufts into the front line. He shuts down the play, getting real aggressive, but the rest of Boom have already lost their carries. So it's Fly Arthur and Zhao to try and clean up this, and Zhao all the way back at the fountain. Fly Arthur needs to hold 1v3 as Divine put together a very good team fight. Charm will land, wave is clear except for the single cannon minion. Turret will fall, but they're low. Zhao in, Coyote dead, recast through the entire ultimate of Hope 1. He's got a ton of damage, but he can't finish the kills. The true shot from Hope 1 saves the day.
Yeah, that's a good call coming from Boom. It could have been risky because that is an Ezreal with the Arcane Shift and a Flash still. And could have ended really badly if they overcommitted to diving in and eliminating Koi and Hope 1. For Boom, though, they are still in the lead, but they gotta be careful in those scenarios where Divine Esports just can immediately catch people off guard. Len will be activating Thrill of the Hunt, find a target, and then Coyote will just follow through with the Hero's Entrance, plus True Shot Barrage wherever Hope is gonna be coming from, and that's gonna be a ton of damage, enough to eliminate anyone from Boom. Everyone is basically very squishy on their composition.
Divine finally finding an angle, Riku. Finally finding a path back into this game.
Exactly.
I'm worried so much of it does rest on Hope, though, and there is so much dive available for Boom.
Yeah, this is the sweet spot. The Muramana, fully stacked, and the Triforce. This is where your Mystic shots are gonna hurt incredibly. So, for Divine 10x?
Takes 3 instant stacks from the Braum damage. Chased away here. Tufts finds the stun. He's dead. Right as the Drake comes up. Mountain Drake on the board. And surely not for a third game in a row. True Shot arcs through Boom as they try to complete the set. Get all 3 Drakes. And I don't know what you do about this Divine. Coyote's looking for that. Oh! Charm lands. Coyote needs to spend the stun defensively. Drake secured by Divine. In the midst of all that, Boom manages to pick it up. And they're going to keep pushing forward. Boom finds 3 kills. Drake over to Boom. The complete set. They've got Hope. They've got Coyote. They've got Tan. This is their game to lose.
This is just crazy coming from Boom. They're going for more, as the rest of the team will not be able to follow through. But that means, again, they get 3 dragons in this game. That is their win condition right there. Divine not getting anything out of this. Len not being able to get kills so far. 14 minutes. That is a very, very sad cat.
Took a bath, very wet, very depressed.
It's sad.
Just like soggy. You know how cats tend to lose like half their mass when they're wet? All the fur clings to their body? That's what Len is right now.
It's it's pretty tragic for Len, especially it's the first Rengar in the SCA championships, and for Len too. And
what are the other Rengars gonna think?
The other Rengar? Lengar? Lengar?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's Len playing Rengar. Lengar. I like it, Rika.
It is. But 3-2-3 though,
enough.
actually, for the side of Len. So he's fine, actually. I didn't say entirely no kills, but so far though, with the fights, Len has been struggling to sort of see if he can transition this into anything so far.
The Lengar doing alright. Better than Len's other performances today. But we still expect so much from him. Key in for the fight. Doesn't find anything. Meantime, there's a bit of a catch out onto Tan X. Coyote tries to repair the situation. Going in, Zhao badly split. He'll go down into GA. Owens in stasis cleaned up. 2 kills over, maybe. Zhao tries to slide onto the blast cone. Over the wall. Ignite ticking. Zhao gets away. Only 1 player dies for Boom in a desperate scenario.
That is the great escape. He was basically focused on by 4 members from Divine. And all this time, Tufts has been split pushing at the bottom portion of the map. Therefore, 10x was just forced to, respond to that. Therefore, Divine couldn't really afford to overstay their welcome and push through Xiaoqi's head over there. And it's still pretty risky though, because of the Baron already being one of the most juiciest targets so far without the Infernal Elder Drake. So Boom Esports will focus their efforts on their vision control over at topside.
Infernal Elder Drake, I will say, is just a stat boost that is game-winning, particularly for Boom, who of course get more true damage because they have all 3 Drakes. They get a game-winning amount of true damage if they take that Drake. So this is just over. This series is just over if Boom find this Elder Infernal Drake.
I have to agree with you there.
He's in, kick found, but nothing from it. Oh dear! Xiaoqi down at the beginning of the fight. And Boom, they've lost their jungler. And guess what's about to come up in 30 seconds?
Boom has a lot of poke. They can try to slow down by 40 seconds, but that's a Baron with no jungler. Divine can get this and use this as bait.
Divine doing exactly that, baiting, trying to force an engage, and Boom get the wrong message. They ignore the pressure. Rogue entrance over the top. Tan already dead. A massive win on the trades. This Tough just eats all the damage in the world. And Divine lose the fight.
What?
5v4. Double kill to Owens. He pulls it right back over. It's now Divine down 2 players. As Boom are tempted by this Elder Dragon.
Yeah, that could have been Divine taking the game back for themselves, getting more kills on the board with, taking advantage of the high death timers in the 18-minute mark and possibly getting the Infernal Drake and even denying that away from Boom. But now, because of losing that fight, it is now Boom already first in for the Infernal Drake.
Still 5v3. Divine need to contest this. They must, otherwise they lose this game, they lose this series, and they're already in trouble off the attempt. Len goes in, does damage to Fly Arthur, but Coyote's just gone, and Len's zoned up in the fight. Top steps forward, TP in on top of Len. Len forced into stasis. Elder picked up by Boom. Picked up by Boom as they start this fight. They'll turn immediately onto Len and shut him down. Chase Divine away, back to their half of the map, as I think Boom might have done it. Indonesia, the region that has never gone very far in SCA competition, is now about to upset our bracket, blowing through into the base.
That is absolutely crazy. Look at them with this now on the Nexus.
Boom explode onto the international stage, and they blow up our bracket here in the play-ins.
What a series. What a first series we have for today, TJ, on our first day. This is such a big upset. A lot of big expectations coming from Divine, especially from the Vietnamese region. But look at Boom.
Bought some game 1 where they were looking pretty decent, good drafts, everything was looking, the way it should be. And then we came into game 2, things started to fall apart. They threw the game off a comeback. Game 3, they looked mentally boomed. And then game 4 here, I just don't know what that was. It was a brilliant performance from Boom Esports. And honestly, look at CLT and Fly Arthur, look at their KDAs and how complementary they are. These two have been instrumental here in taking out Divine.
I certainly have, and as you would have known, a brand new patch 2.4b, that means new champions are available. We wondered if we would see it so early on into the tournament, especially in the upper bracket where teams might be quite keen to hold on to strats until absolutely required. But Gov brings up the brand, pumps out the damage once again, showcasing that, look, hey, if I get to play these champions that can do a lot of damage, I might just do the most on my team. And whilst the commendations had to surely go to Fly Arthur and Xiaoqi once again, I mean, this is a scary roster now, which didn't have much expectations or pressure put on them from the community. But Grandin is now definitely a real threat in the upper bracket.
Yeah, I have to say I'm pretty dumbfounded. It is a difficult situation as a Vietnamese region fan, as someone who believes in Vietnam.
The MVP for our very first series here in the SCA champs will be Fly Arthur.
There we go.